You know, one of the weirdest conversations I had on this podcast was talking to Dr. Sanjay Gupta from CNN. They sent him over here to fucking straighten me out. And, you know, by the end of it, it was a very bizarre conversation. By the end of it, he was essentially agreeing with me.
I had heard that he didn't think you should necessarily vaccinate. I thought he was a little more progressive on that.
He's smart,
you know.
but he's also working for CNN, and you know
Right,
he's also
right.
a neurosurgeon. So he's
Yeah.
he's a bright guy. He's just like captured by the system, and that's part of the problem. But there was a lot of things that didn't make any sense. Like one of the ones where he wanted me to get vaccinated after I'd recovered from COVID.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, I had COVID
Shouldn't that be the reason I'm already vaccinated, basically?
Yeah. Well, I'd recovered from COVID in 3 days. It wasn't hard at all. And that's when I got hit. That's when everybody came after me. It was because I was a bad example, because I was healthy. And I was giving people bad information by telling them all the things that I took to get better, which is really weird. And then they focused on this one thing, which was ivermectin. I read a laundry list of stuff that I took: IV vitamins, NAD, ivermectin, monoclonal antibodies. I talked about all the different stuff that my doctor put me on, and I was better in 3 days. And then what did CNN do? They turned my face yellow. They put a filter on the video to make me look sick, and they started talking about me taking horse paste, which is crazy. They said I was taking a veterinary medicine.
Yeah, the ivermectin.
Yeah.
They suddenly calling it that in spite of it treating, millions of humans effectively.
Billions of prescriptions have been filled. Billions.
Yeah.
Billions of times human beings have taken ivermectin.
They have the guy who invented it in the statue at the WHO. I mean, that's why, because he invented ivermectin.
Yeah.
And
he won the Nobel Prize.
That was an interesting thing, how they made these other drugs, negative. What was a
hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine.
There was another
and
one.
ivermectin, which some legitimate doctors found to be effective. Suddenly you can't even bring it up, and then you couldn't even get it.
Yeah.
Like suddenly they made it ungettable.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't get it from Walgreens. They wouldn't prescribe it for you. Unless you had like some sort of
malaria or something.
Yeah, you'd have to have, or some sort of a parasite. I mean, that's why, they said it was a dewormer, because it was anti-parasitic. But when I said it to Sanjay Gupta, I go, but it's also been shown to stop viral replication in vitro. And I said, you know that, right? And you could see this look on his face like, oh, shit. Because that's a fact. Like, they've studied viral replication. You use ivermectin in Petri dishes. It stops viral replication.